but the topic of just like race has been heavy on the forefront of my mind. Before you get your new identity in Christ and all the things, you have this identity of yourself, like you whatever the stereotypes, the gender norms, all the things that come with the world that the world puts on you, you take that on and you like live your life through that. Alrighty, so that's gonna bring us to John 20:27. Then he said to Thomas, "Put your finger here and look at my hands. Put your hand into the wound in my side. Don't be faithless any longer. Believe." "My Lord and my God," Thomas exclaimed. Then Jesus told him, "You believe because you have seen. Blessed are those who believe without seeing me." And I think a lot of people read that in a certain context, because obviously that's about Thomas, and a lot of people refer to him as doubting Thomas. And so I think if a lot of people kind of read into that context and you're struggling with your doubt, think of it in the way where it's like, once God shows you, and that's the thing, like, he loves us so much, he's going to make himself known in your life. You got to open your eyes, you got to be ready. Because Thomas was like, out of all the disciples, he was like, I ain't see it, whatever. And I heard another pastor talk about this in a different context where people were like, oh, he was just doubting, he was just so faithless. But no, it's like, he just followed this man for 3 years. He's in love with Jesus. Like, that's his best friend. Like, y'all telling me my best friend came to life? No, I need to see them. Like, what you talking about? Like, where he at? Where they at? Like, I won't believe it till I see it. And then he like, put your fingers on my wounds, do the thing, blah, blah. And now his faith is just so out of control. And I think if that could give anybody hope, like, if you're struggling with doubt right now, if you're struggling wrapping your mind around the basics and the concepts, it's like, once God makes himself known to you, and I know we'll have faith regardless, but once that thing that happens, whatever that thing is, you're literally going to be on fire for God, because you are going to know, like, my Lord, my God, like, you are here. And I just find a lot of comfort in that. Yay. So with that being said, sensitive subject number 2. It's so many things. So I've been struggling a lot with, after the Charlie Kirk thing and all that type of stuff, I'm not a political person, but the topic of just like race has been heavy on the forefront of my mind. Before you get your new identity in Christ and all the things, you have this identity of yourself, like you whatever the stereotypes, the gender norms, all the things that come with the world that the world puts on you, you take that on and you like live your life through that. And so I've talked a lot about how I've had to like lay down race as one of my idols, and definitely gender as one of my idols, because I was definitely like enthralled. And so I'm still proud of being a black woman, but that was just my identity, period. Like, just being a black woman was just the thing for me. And now being called to have being a Christ follower as my identity, I am really, really struggling with everything that's going on with the world and just everything that's going on in my head. I know God made us in his image and his likeness, and no race or gender or anything is better than the other. I know that, but for so long I lived with a superiority complex of just like, we're just so great, we're just so amazing. And this is gonna sound weird, but also at the same time an inferiority complex where it's like, well, we're the last to get this and we're the last to get this, so it's just a lot for me. Like, in a lot of my studies and a lot of my case studies, especially when it comes to school and stuff like that, are centered around like the Black American experience and just all these things that I believe that God does want me to study and he does want me to address and talk about. But now, living in a state that is majority white, I'm often around people who don't look like me and don't have my shared experience, and it's causing me to judge. It's causing me to judge people in a certain type of way. And it's just like also how that's like taking a toll on like my experience at church. Like, y'all know the vibes, very much Hillsong, elevation music. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, to not even pay homage to like when they do certain runs and when they do certain things, I'm knowing for a fact that came from Mississippi Choir, or I'm knowing for a fact that they were taught that because of the impact that the Black community had on gospel music and just in general. And it's just frustrating. Because being from the South too, it's one of those things where it's just like common knowledge And the fact that I feel like I'm constantly around people who just don't have a clue. And no shade, I love my girl. I love my girl to death. So if she watches, do not be mad at me. But one of my homegirls brought up Elvis the other day. And I said, baby, let's just not have that conversation. I do not want to hurt your feelings about your heroes. And I know that's how God is working on me and my grace and showing me to love people. Because normally I would have been like, he's a stealer and a killer and a pedophile. I would have normally just, I don't know if I'm supposed to say that. I would have normally just laid it on there. But I did not. Even though I'm doing it right now, I still did not. But it's little stuff like that that keeps coming up, and it's just like, being different all the time is cool and stuff like that. But it also just like causes for these discussions that make other people uncomfortable. Like, I'm not uncomfortable because I've been dealing with this all my life, but I know other people are uncomfortable. And then when you sprinkle the Christian on top of it, it's like, but we're all Christians and we love God. That's what we have in common. So we have everything in common. And then I read Acts, and I literally don't know exactly where it is, but it's like, God is no respecter of persons. And I kind of really got to digest that, because what does that really mean? Because we talk about God being no respecter of persons, and then we talk about like he made us to experience these different things for a reason and have these different backgrounds for a reason.